Alright, so before you get into this next video, or into this video I should say, this little intro over here is a disclaimer. Okay, Bryan and I went doing some shooting yesterday. We had a couple of specific projects in mind. He had one he had to sight in. I helped him finish that up off video. And then we tested some for the pawn shop. And then we had some fun with some 7mm rim mag, some glow sticks, some a UV light, and some cherry pie filling, some pineapple juice, canned pineapple juice. It was, we made a mess on his range again, needless to say. But in between the testing of the pawn shop weapons and the glow stick episode, we had some time to kill while we were waiting on the sun to go down. So we decided to take off and do a little road tripping and do some plant spotting. I got dash cam video on this, but it was so shaky I'm not even going to use it because that's that new rig that I just got with the suction cup mount, and I'm not real happy with it. It bounces around a whole lot, so I'm going to try to figure out some way to stabilize that or something, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, dash cam footage is roads that I've already featured anyway, so getting more to the point, we did do some camera in car, but I did some selfie stick aimed at us so that you could actually watch and listen to us having conversations that we have along the route while we're doing this. Now, I'm going to post this uncut and unfiltered, but there are some parts in there we talk about things. One of the things that I wanted to touch on this particular little intro here is this disclaimer here is we talked about how oblivious some people are. Okay, now this is not this is not an attack on anybody or anything like that. This is basically just saying, hey, you know, folks, slow down, take a minute, smell the roses, look around you, realize that there's a whole lot going on in this world more than your little circle. Yeah, we do in this particular little thing. We do dog on some things that some people do because people need to be aware that they're doing these things, and it's, you know, it's annoying to everybody else, if nothing else. Well, it's annoying to a lot of people, if nothing else, I should say. And I'm probably guilty of it. You know, part of what we talked about is how people are just so disconnected and stuck in their devices and stuff. And then look at me, I'm sitting here staring at a device right now, talking to you. In today's age, it's kind of unavoidable, but you know, every now and then you can put the phone down, slow yourself down, and just enjoy life for a minute. And that's basically what I'm saying. What we were saying in this little video is when we were talking about that is just slow down, wake up, take a look around and see that there's, you know, more than just your little circle, and that you know, for some of you the world doesn't revolve around you, you know, and you know, you need to stop your little hyper focus and look around, because some of the stuff that you're doing that you don't even realize that you're doing, it's annoying as crap. You know, like I said, I'm guilty of it too. So this isn't me dogging on any one person or anything. I'm dogging on myself for it because I'm guilty of it. Bryan, he admitted he's done it some too. I mean, it's human. We do these things. We get stuck in our own little, you know, focus, our own little bubble, and we forget, hey man, there's somebody over here that, you know, what I'm doing could be in their way. So let me move and do what I'm doing somewhere else. That kind of thing. And that's pretty much what we were talking about there, son. You know, don't nobody take it personal. Don't nobody take it as an insult, because like I said, I'm dogging on myself in the video too, because I'm guilty of it. And I'm dogging on myself right now. So, you know, we all could take our time, get our faces out of our devices, and live. With that being said, be looking forward to a walk in the woods camera here, not here. I am going to take a walk in the woods sometime soon as this rain and stuff clears up. Bryan might even go with me, I don't know, but part of my plan is to just get out there to the woods, put the camera on my forehead, take me a little pack with me, maybe take my photo camera with me, and just walk. I'm just gonna go walk in the woods, and I might find me a stump or something, just kick back and drink me some lemon or lime water and sit and listen to the birds and get my face out of the device and slow down for a little bit. Look around and smell the roses, etc. So, have a good one out there, everybody. You know, that's what's up. Hey, Pew Pew fans, so check it out. We got some plans that we're fixing to do after dark. So Bryan and I decided, we got a little time to kill. We're gonna go ride around and look for some plants. So see you on the road. I don't know. Anyway,
it's recording anyhow.
Yeah, we got 3 cameras going. We got one on us, and then we got my camera stuck on your window and your camera. So yeah, we're just kind of cruising down some back roads right near Bryan's house here, which is not far from where I live in downtown.
Old rock quarry.
Yep, old rock quarry. Yep. So like I said, we're just wasting some time before dark because the next portion of the Pew Pew shoot that we want to do requires the darkness. There's Queen Anne's lace. We've done that one before.
Yeah, we have.
Yep. I'm gonna turn this off and we're gonna cruise for a little bit. So I am now. Then I wasn't recording. Anyway. So I turned the camera back on because I was talking with Bryan a minute ago, and I thought I turned the camera back on, but I didn't. But it's back on now. Anyway, I told you before that I want to try and cover a bunch of new plants this year if we can, and we've already covered a couple. We've already covered between the two of us. We've covered 3, 4 new ones that we didn't cover last year, I think already.
Yeah.
And then I got the moth mullein today, which I've never done moth mullein before.
Okay.
I've done mullein before, but not moth mullein.
Right.
I think it was a couple of others I've done this year that we didn't didn't cover last year either.
I think we did the Eastern beer tongue this year.
We haven't done Eastern beer tongue yet.
I mean, there's not a lot to it. It's just a pretty little plant or a pretty little flowering plant's all it is.
Oh, okay. But we haven't done it yet.
Okay.
We talked about it on the last road trip that we did, but we didn't actually stop and cover it.
That's right.
Okay. But for right now, what I wanted to get to, and the reason I turned the camera back on while we're just riding on us, is because I've been wanting to find some wild Jerusalem artichoke. And I've been told it grows around here. It's native to the sunflower family.
It is.
But I've not seen it here in Middle Tennessee yet. I haven't found it yet.
The only place I know where it's at right now is in Wartrace.
Then we'll just have to take a trip to Wartrace sometime or another.
Actually, at a friend of mine's house.
Then we'll just have to take a trip to Wartrace sometime. Are they growing it?
They are.
Nice. So, did they transplant it?
It's a tuber, so it's
Yeah.
not that hard to do things with.
No, it's not. You just plant the tuber and it spreads.
Yep.
And like most tubers, you could probably mow it down and it'll grow back next year, just like the irises and the lilies. And
to be honest with you, that drainage that goes down the southeastern side of my place, we're going to be planting that in there just so we have cover over it, and that it's a pretty flower that kind of helps block the property from the road view,
and the tuber is edible.
See if we can do something about the sound from traffic noises.
Sounds good to me. And like I said, and the tuber is edible. It's a survival plant.
And it's going to be one of those. It's one of those things that's not going to do a whole lot to help the noise, but it will help slow it, or it will help drop it.
That was a nice patch of goat's beard that had already gone to seed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Well, we'll get into that one.
But I've never eaten it, but I've been told you can boil it up like a mashed potato, or make it like a mashed potato.
That's what I understand.
Boil it up like a potato for mashed potatoes, but I've also been told it fries up very well.
Hadn't heard that one. I've heard cook it like potatoes, but I've never heard fry it up.
I've been told you can slice it thin and fry it like a potato chip.
May have to try that. That's one I've never.
I think I'd rather have it mashed.
Huh.
I like chips, but
Fish and chips?
yeah,
I like fish and chips.
I do too.
Yeah. All right. Well, looks like we're flipping the script because I mentioned something that we didn't do last year that I've been wanting to do this year, and Bryan says, I know right where some is. So, looks like we're headed to downtown? Downtown Shelbyville.
Where's that? Downtown. No.
Shelbyville. Yeah, kind of like Woodbury.
Yeah.
Woodburn. Okay. We'll be there shortly.
Hey.
So, what was that you was just telling me about goldenrod?
One of the reasons it got its name is because people believed if they saw it growing, that there was gold in that ground. So they would, if they found goldenrod, they started panning for gold right there.
Wow. There's a bit of interesting history.
Yeah, I actually learned that in my plant taxonomy class many, many moons ago.
Cool. That's one I didn't know.
Interesting enough,
Yep.
gold was found in those plants. Not all of them, just occasionally.
Huh. Interesting.
But, yeah, that's all it was. I mean, it was just old folklore. None of it's based in fact. A lot of it's based in fiction, beliefs, things throw people off and all that. But
Folklore's kind of like that.
it's just kind of one of them neat things. It got its name because that's what people thought. It's growing next to a stream, pebble bed, and all that. And, ooh, it's golden color. It got gold.
That kind of like some of the old things like peace porridge hot, peace porridge cold, the dead ringer, graveyard shift, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for those of you who don't know the history on those sayings, you might want to look them up. Some of them are actually pretty cool. Like the dead ringer, graveyard shift, those are the same thing. Those are from the same thing. That's from people who worked in the cemetery way back in the day. They didn't know what coma was. So they would bury people alive and not even know it. And then later on they would redig the grave to bury somebody else for space and stuff, and they discovered that people were clawing at the insides, and then they actually suffocated to death in their graves after they come out of their coma or whatever it was. And so they started tying strings to their fingers, running it out of
that was the folklore I learned.
the dead ringer thing. They started running strings off the person's finger while they're in the casket up out of the ground to a bell on a little pole. And the graveyard shift guy, he would actually sit in the graveyard near the new graves and listen for the dead ringer.
Yep.
So they could dig them up and save them because they wasn't dead. But yeah, that's some of that history, some of that twisted history of the world.
Yeah.
All right, so we was just kind of chit-chatting about how these plants are all over the place. The stuff that we're talking about is, it's out there. The history of stuff is out there, and there's so many people that are just, some people maybe not by their own fault, but oblivious.
Well, the thing about it is, I mean, you look at it. Everybody nowadays, no, I'm going to Google this, I'll Google that, or whatever search engine you're using, it doesn't matter. But nobody listened to their elders.
Man, I miss
Grandma's just crazy. Great granny's just crazy.
I miss sitting and listening to my grandparents talk about stuff, man. My papa used to talk about how he used to cook Cajun and stuff, and how they used to go down and catch mud bugs and stuff. I don't eat no mud bugs, but hey, it was fun listening to them talk.
But I mean, think about it. There's a lot of knowledge right there.
Yeah, there is.
You didn't have the grocery store you have now. You didn't have the pharmacy you have now. You didn't have the convenience centers and stores and stuff like that you have now.
Maybe if we still had some of them old folks teaching some stuff, we'd have young folks now that understand corn in a can doesn't come from Walmart.
No.
It comes from the field.
There's a lot of things that we've lost out on, and it's lost. It's gone.
Yep.
As harsh as it sounds, once that person passes, that knowledge, that
knowledge is
information
gone. That history that they had in their brain is gone. Like my grandfather Eldon Snook.
Yeah.
He told my sister one time he remembered hiding in the cellar from Indians when he was a young kid.
Oh wow.
Native Americans. I mean, he was that old, and hell, he fought in World War I, World War II. He was standing there when the Hindenburg blew. That's a pretty cool piece of history right there. My grandfather was standing right there, watched the Hindenburg blow up, and actually used his military issue wool blanket to cover up one of the victims. So, yeah, I guess you could say there's been a long history of rescue type mindset in our family. Yeah. I mean, some of our family history goes all the way back to shipbuilding in England, and we had, I think it was an artilleryman and a messenger. They was on opposite sides, but they were in the Civil War. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Something I was going to mention a minute ago, I forgot what it was. Brain fart.
Goes back to what we were talking about, though. you can look up a lot of stuff on the internet.
Yes, you
really
can.
There's
Yes, you can.
no doubting that. It's one of the greatest tools ever invented by humans.
Mm-hmm.
And what do? We look up cat videos and porn.
Hey.
I'm not saying when I die delete my browser history. I'm just saying destroy my laptop.
Same here. Probably shouldn't have admitted that on YouTube. The whole world's gonna know now.
Yeah, but what's my browser history?
Hell if I know. I don't look at your computer.
I go home and play in the garden.
That's true. That's true.
I don't go home and get online. If I'm online, I'm at work. And I guarantee you right now, there's filters for that. But we're not going down that road.
Yeah, some people might not like it.
But in all seriousness, yeah, you can learn a lot online. You really can. But what you don't learn and what you don't have is that interaction with your elders. You don't get that little bit of knowledge that, look at prime example, recipes online.
Yes. And by the way, for those who don't realize the scenery behind me.
Yes, I'm driving, and don't knock it.
Yeah, okay. So, as I was saying, for the scenery that you're seeing behind me, this is downtown Shelbyville, the square.
Devil truck.
Yeah. We ain't gonna talk about how a whole lot of people in town hate that truck. Dude seriously needs to take his daggum truck to the mechanic and get him to adjust his freaking headlights so he stops blinding the ever-living crap out of everybody in creation.
Honestly, I wish he'd ride around with high beams on, at least to be above our vehicles.
He's riding around with his low beams on and still blinding the crap out of everybody
low beams.
And thinks it's funny.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the kind of schmucks I was talking about this morning, and they'll throw their trash out on the side of the road and think it's funny.
But anyhow, back to the recipes.
Yeah, back to the recipes.
When you got told, hey, add a pinch of salt.
Pinch.
Or just a pinch.
Just a pinch. Yeah, you put a little...
Which one's bigger? The pinch?
The pinch.
Or the pinch?
Pinch. No, pinch.
Yep.
Yeah, pinch
it's
is...
all in how it's explained.
A pinch is 2 fingers. A pinch is like 3, maybe 4 fingers. There's what we're looking for right there.
Yep.
Right here in the city park in Shelbyville, Tennessee.
We're gonna get up here, drive around, turn around.
Hey, wait. When did we get Frisbee golf baskets over here?
Oh, they've been here for a while.
Okay. All right, well, I'm going to turn this off for a minute because we're at the park now. We're going to get out and go walk over here and look at some cattail. That, if I can get him. Where'd he go? There he is. That is a red-winged blackbird. Come on, buddy, turn around and see your wing. There he is. Nice. And he's over here hanging out in the cattail.
Here we go.
Right here. Right there. I'm going to let you take this.
You got it recording?
Yeah, it's recording.
Okay, good.
All right, we got cattails over here. I'm going to tromp my butt through this little bit of mud.
It's a little mushy, but...
It is a little mushy right here.
That's why I want to go right here. This will probably be about the best spot.
Yeah, I just got mud all in my shoe. All right, so these are cattails. This is a seeded cattail.
Oops, sorry, wrong way. Zoomed in the wrong way.
Oh, you're good. This is your seeds from cattails. This, if I'm not mistaken, has been used for making bedding before.
It has been.
Okay.
If you catch it before it gets to this point, it's also been used for flour, used in pancakes, things like that. It's completely edible.
Exactly. But what I wanted to show you was these here. I need some spring shoots if I can find some real quick. Closest thing I'm probably going to find a spring shoot is right about... This one will work. It's a little bit taller than I want, but it'll work. Come on, baby. Yeah. That's what I wanted right there. All right. I've been wanting to do cattail since last year. Ew. But these, gross. That right there, folks, that's pure starch.
Yep.
That is pure starch. My feet are soaked now.
Sorry about that.
But anyway, oh, you're good. You're good. So, yeah. So that is pure starch, and you can use that for stock and soups and stuff. You can also eat it straight. And you can also chop it up, saute it, stuff like that. You can also use it on cuts and stuff too.
Yep.
The cattail root's good for cuts. But the main thing I wanted to show you was this, like I said before, this is a little bit taller than what I actually want. So it's a little bit more mature than what we need, but that is spring shoot and
probably gonna be a little chewy.
mild celery.
Yep.
Completely edible.
Oh yeah, wonderful plant.
Yeah, I'm soaked in mud now. Look at that.
Somebody got to learn to walk on the ridges.
That stuff is much better boiled.
What's on your hands there? Oh, look.
Ew. I do this for your entertainment. I got the camera rolling out, not on us.
All right, folks, we're going to step off for a minute.
Well, you can put it on us or you can back it up, but
What'd you see?
we're going back to the cattails.
Oh, we're going to go back to the cattails?
Yep.
Okay.
Dude, check it out.
What?
Wild corn dogs growing.
All right, now that we got the cattail covered, we was talking about how oblivious people are, and you just said, that a lot of people out
They're
there
so
are just
self-involved. The only thing going on is what's happening right then, right now, for them.
and in their own little world.
That's it.
In their own little world. I can't even tell you how many times I've been to like for like the other day, I was sitting at the store, and I was waiting on somebody, and this is closing time, okay? And people in the area know that store closes at the time that it closes. Okay, this is not the pawn shop we're talking about. This was late hours.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, people in the area, they all know what time that store closes. And this person pulls up, and they're sitting there before I get there. And I'm getting there at about 9:30, the store closes at 10. So they're sitting there before I get there. When I pull up, they're sitting in their car with the car running, parked, playing on their phone. 10 minutes before closing, they finally go inside. And they want to walk around in there for 20 minutes after closing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The person inside is ready to close down and go home. Me, I'm waiting on that person. I'm ready to go home.
And you never know what that employee has to go home to at that time. They might have to go pick up a kid. They might have to go pick up somebody else's kid. They might have other things they have to do, doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, things like that.
Their own personal lives to get to. If nothing else, their own personal lives to get to after work.
Yeah.
So anyway, this person, okay, this business is one of those businesses where the employees are not allowed to leave until all the customers are gone.
Yeah.
Okay, that means from the parking lot and everything. And the person I'm waiting on comes out, at closing time with the employees and stuff. And I'm sitting here thinking, this person has come back out of the store finally and is sitting in their car with it running again, playing on the phone.
Yep.
An employee has to go over and tell them, say, folks, we're closed, you need to leave. They shouldn't have had to been told that. When the lights go off in the front of the store, get your butt out of the parking lot, unless you got a good reason to be there.
I think there was a song about that by what, Semisonic? Closing time?
You ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here.
Exactly.
And it's that kind of stuff. People are just oblivious. Just living in their own little world, don't have no care or compassion about everybody else. And
Your son used to work at a store right down the road from my house.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, when I finished my second job, it's late.
yes,
First thing I said when I walked in before it's close time, hey guys, I'm really sorry about it. If you give me just a minute, I'll be out of your way.
it's right there near closing time. Yeah, but that's the thing. When you go in and do something like that, you make it quick. When I go in and do something like that, I make it quick. Get on out of there, let those folks go home. Don't lollygag around. You get done with your job, you want to go home too. I'm the same way. I get done with my job, it's time to go home.
Exactly.
It's time to go home, spend home time. Work is work time, home is home time, so.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, I brought them breakfast sandwiches and stuff like that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Some good ones too. But the point is, have a little common courtesy, and it's not that hard to do.
The point is, be curious and be good to each other.
Save the humans.
What? No.
I said humans. I said save the humans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, some people don't classify as human, like politicians. Oop, did I say that out loud?
Wait, but I'm kind of one of the reasons aliens won't visit this planet.
We're not talking about. But you're not a politician. Or a lawyer.
But I work in government.
Yeah, but you're still not a politician.
This is true.
Yeah. Yeah, you may be a government employee, but you're not one of them that's making those funky, crazy decisions on how to tax somebody for something that they already paid a freaking tax on. Did I say that out loud?
Okay, so basically boiled down to this is the moral of all this is tacos are good.
Zoom out. With Pecani.
Strawberries. Near Favre.
Camera 1, camera 2. Good Lord, dude, you got a bunch of little wild strawberries
Oh,
out
dude,
here.
they're all down through the yard, up there around the house.
Yeah.
But you know the thing about it is, I mean, they're pretty little plants. They really are. And yeah, I just picked something out of the yard and all that, but I don't spray my yard with pesticides or anything like that. And they're perfectly edible. They're just bland. There's no flavor.
They're bland as crap.
There's no flavor to them.
There's no flavor to them at all.
But they do have a slight nutritional value.
Yes. They sure do.
And I don't know why my chickens don't like them, but I'm glad they don't. Actually, that one had a flavor.
Probably not much.
Yeah, that one had a flavor.
Really?
Yeah. Dirt.
Yeah, that'd do it. There it is.
Yep.
There it is.
Yep.
That's what we was looking for over here before we found the strawberries. That right there. Poke. That's poke. Really young poke. That's good picking age poke. You gotta boil that shit in 3 changes of water minimum before you eat it though.
But one of my favorites.
Honeysuckle. Honeysuckle.
And don't ignore all the cut cedars.
Yeah, he's been busy cleaning up.
Oh, it's
Cleaning
been
up
a
the edges
mess.
of his land. Dude.
Ignore the wild bass tracker.
I'm not worried about the bass tracker. I'm looking at what's in it.
Oh, hello, Mr. Possum.
That was cool.
And he has destroyed parts of it.
He sure has. He's made himself a nest.
The sad part about it is I'm not screwed to pick him up. Oh, yes. Hey, little buddy.
Made himself a nest.
Yep. And it's kind of hard to see, but
Yeah. He ain't hurting nothing. Except what damage he's already done to a boat that needs repairs anyway.
yeah.
That's pretty cool though. You got a possum living in there.
Unfortunately, this boat's been here a lot longer than it was planned to be.
It happens. At this point, I don't know how long this video is going to be because we've covered a lot. But while Brian's over here checking on his gardens, I got the camera pointed at a cedar tree because, contrary to popular belief, a cedar tree is not useless. It has a lot of uses. Number one, for the wood. Cedar furniture is absolutely gorgeous from my history. Being number two, an inactive volunteer firefighter. I was a firefighter for 5 years. Served under my dad, who was chief for 30-something years. I've talked about this before, but one thing that Dad taught us back when we first started fighting fires, brush fires specifically, is if you don't have a flapper handy, if you don't have an Indian tank where you can pump water on it, stuff like that handy, or a shovel or a rake or something, take you a big, thick cedar branch, cut it off, and use it to smack the fire out. Plus, you can take cedar, little pieces of cedar wood, and put them in your closets, and help. Brian has brought us a piece of cut cedar, and again, cedar makes beautiful furniture.
Tell me redwood.
Oh yeah,
The red colored heart of it.
that is cedar.
Boy, that side of it. Not to mention.
Oh, I was just fixing to do that myself.
this one's been a long cut, and this has been a long dead branch off a cedar tree.
It's all right. It's still got some smelling to it.
I just said it's been a long dead branch cut off a cedar tree when we're already talking about cedar.
Dude, it's been a long day, man. We've done a lot of recording today, and we're not done yet, so
but
we can forgive a little flub up.
And I can't justify this statement, but on a fresh cut piece of cedar, I like taking some disc. I'll put them in the door holders of my truck, stuff like that. Not to cover smells up or anything like that, but to make it smell kind of
nice,
woody, earthy,
smells
outdoorsy.
Nice.
And it seems to handle some of the other odors and stuff in the truck as well. So that's my preference.
And I touched on using cedar for little pieces of cedar for keeping moths and stuff away.
Oh yeah.
When I was growing up, my dad added an addition onto the house so that me and my sister could have our own rooms.
Yeah.
And when he built the bigger bedroom in the back for her,
yeah,
her closet was lined with cedar.
Okay.
The entire closet was lined with cedar. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, staying it up my lead, man, that makes some heck of a wall.
Yeah, boy, I'm telling you what. And I'm gonna hand this to you because I wanted to touch on something else about the cedar.
All right.
Lens is right there where your finger is. You were talking.
I think there's a finger in the way. Hey, man, actually,
he's talking about taking them cut discs and stuff and putting them in there for smelling and stuff.
Yeah.
Mike, this is for you, brother. An old boss of mine, old supervisor of mine, Mike, used to hunt. I don't know if he still does. I think he still does. But anyway, he's a big bow hunter. He's a big Matthews bow fan. And he would take, at the end of every season, he's one of these hunters that he would use the camouflage clothes and stuff like that. And he started using the scent lock clothes and all that stuff. And then eventually he ended up throwing those in the basket and just leaving them in there.
Yeah.
And he just takes his regular clothes, his regular hunting camouflage, and he'll take a piece of cedar branch with the green on it and everything. He'll put it in the bottom of a big old huge Rubbermaid tote container. And then he'll take and put his pants or his boots down on top of that. And then he'll put like some oak branch and leaves and stuff on top of that. And he'll layer it like that with different branches and stuff from the woods. So you got your branch, boots, branch, pants, branch, shirt, branch, covers, etc. And that way when he goes out to the woods to hunt, he smells like the woods.
Yeah. Hey, to back that up, man, I cannot justify this scientifically or any other way. But like my coveralls, my bibs and all that, when I go out hunting, I'll take them, hang them on the porch. I get done hunting, they go back hanging on the porch. They're out of the wind, they're out of the rain, they're out of the weather and all that, but they get
the smell of nature.
The ambient smell.
Yep. And that way when you go out to the woods, you smell like you belong out there.
Now, I will say this, by end of season, they got to be washed.
Yeah, well,
but you know what? That's part of it.
It is part of it.
But you wash them, put them up, take them back out and everything else. I'm not trying to discount or disprove anything as far as scent blockers and all that goes. Just, I don't know.
I've heard they work. I've seen reviews on them, and I don't know.
If that's what you feel works, use it.
Use it, yeah.
We're not saying don't.
No, not saying that at all.
But
the natural smell works.
Natural
smells work. I mean, hell, the Native Americans used to rub themselves down in bear grease. Yeah. They used to tie branches and stuff around themselves, or they'd hide in bushes and stuff.
Yeah. But
where do you think modern man learned camouflage?
But what? Well, exactly. People tell you, oh no, you got to get rid of the human scent. I hate to say this, but the human scent's everywhere.
It is.
Because we're everywhere.
We really are. And I don't want to sound like a tree hugger, but we really are encroaching on wildlife's natural areas.
Oh, no, we're not just encroaching. We've stomped all over it.
Oh, hell yeah, we have.
But we're not going down that road. This
wasn't what this was about.
This isn't what any of that's about. Just, if you think it works for you, use it.
Yep.
Personally, I like to hang them out here just in the open air.
Well, when I was going fishing a lot, I know this is a little bit different, but when I used to fish a lot, I'm a wade fisher. I can't fish from the shore. I can't fish from a boat. I just have terrible luck. Lakes, forget it. It don't do me a bit of good.
Right.
But if you give me a stream or a little creek or river that I can wade down, as long as it don't go above my nipples, I can still fish.
Can you say that on?
I just did.
Oh, okay.
But as long as it don't go above my arm, above my nipples, my
Yeah.
armpits, whatever, where I can still hold my arms up above water and cast,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fish it. I'm gonna wade right down the middle of it and I'm gonna fish it.
Oh,
But one thing I always did, always used the same shoes all year round. They went in that creek, they come home and they'd get dry, natural way, and I'd use them same shoes when I went to the creek again. That way, my clothes and my shoes didn't stink of detergent and stuff when I got in the water.
yeah.
Yeah. And I tell you what, I miss.
There's gonna be the argument. Oh, did you use them in another stream, another lake, and all
Oh,
that?
cross
You're
contamination, all that
transplanting,
stuff. It's all local streams.
You know,
It's all local streams, so whatever. Anyway, point I was making is, shoot, man, I'll tell you something else. I'm jumping from my point here, but I'll tell you something else. I miss going fishing like that because I miss feeling the differences in the temperature of the water on my legs and stuff. And I miss hey, there's a little cold pocket right here. There could be something deeper in that little hole over there.
Yeah.
Let's hook it.
Don't get me wrong. There's nothing like 100-mile-an-hour across the lake to
That's
catch
nice.
a bluegill about that big on a 9-inch plastic worm, Texas rig style, because you fish in the bass tournament. That sounded personal, didn't it?
Yeah. I think we'll stop here.
But anyways, no, there's nothing better than wading the creek, wading
You're
the
right.
stream.
You're right.
And people freak out about it. Well, there's snakes, there's copperheads, cottonmouths, rattlesnakes.
Learn what to watch for. Learn for the smells.
Yeah, there's also sharp rocks, broken glass, and everything else down there.
Wear proper shoes.
Be mindful of what you're doing.
Be mindful of what you're doing. Bingo.
Pay attention to the environment. Be
There you
happy.
go. And on that note,